All right.
Tech, you gotta love it, right? iPad.
It's awesome.
Whole thing done.
Mike Johnson, PWInsiderTV here with the man of the hour, Triple H, Paul Levesque. We are at the opening of the WWE Performance Center. You've had a lot of milestones in your career. Where does this rank with it?
It's pretty high up there. You know, as you shift in your career and your life, there was a point in time where I kind of did both in-ring and behind the scenes, and in-ring slowed down and behind the scenes came bigger, and now my goal in all of this is to carry on the future of the WWE along with Steph and take, you know, the vision of her grandfather to her father to places it's never been before, as big as it is right now, to make it bigger, and that's our goal, and this is part of that. You know, for me, I've always looked at the future of the WWE as the biggest thing. Without these talent, I can look at it from an in-ring standpoint. Without these talent, we have nothing. And this is all about the future. And I'm by doing this, I'm trying to ensure that future is here. You can't worry about any of the rest of it until the future is solid.
Obviously, the most important thing in any entertainment product is the replenishment of the talent. When did the idea for the Performance Center first come about? Obviously, there's been developmental in some fashion over the last decade or so, starting in Louisville and then migrating here to Florida. When it came to this facility, how long did the development of this take place?
It's probably been a couple of years. You know, I had a thought in my head about it. I always, in the past, thought that it should be more than it was, and it should be bigger than it was. And as I got more involved in the behind the scenes of the business and became an executive, I realized that, like you said, there's nothing without these talent. And I wanted to have a facility that said WWE. You know, we've gone from gymnasiums to stadiums. We've gone from local television to pay-per-view, from regional to global. The process to get here should take that same evolution, and to go from, you know, the small little one-ring warehouse facility where you're just in there kind of learning how to kind of fall and take the bumps, to this. This is what we should be. This is the WWE. You know what I mean? So this ensures the future of the WWE. You know, we have representatives here from Nike today. We have representatives here from the NFL here today. You know, I'm proud to bring them to this facility. And anything that has a tag on it that says WWE, we should be proud to bring anybody on the globe to see it.
You mentioned during the presentation that you guys don't fit into an easy category. You're sports, but you're also entertainment.
Sure.
We all know what the deal is. Do you think having a facility like this where you can kind of walk potential partners through and show them exactly what the future is and all the different aspects of what goes into the production helps legitimize you to new potential partners?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I've heard it across the board from potential business partners as they've heard the idea for this, from investors to business partners to all the way across the board. They have all said, wow, I had no idea. Like, I had no idea you trained them to do that. I had no idea. Like, you know, they just think you walk out there with a microphone and just do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, The Undertaker was just born that way, or and no one really thinks about it in that vein. And for them to come here and see this and see what goes into it and see the preparation that goes into it is a game changer for them. They look at it. We've heard this across the board from business partners. I had no idea. This completely changes our perception of what you are, and it's amazing. And if nothing else comes out of it other than that, that's a huge step forward.
All right, one last question, then we'll let you go. You were single-handedly responsible for Bruno Sammartino going into the WWE Hall of Fame. How surprised was Vince McMahon when he got the word?
Again, not single-handedly, okay? You know, there was a lot of things that took place, a lot of changes that took place that, you know, I had nothing to do with over time and the evolution of the WWE. You know, Bruno had a lot of legitimate reasons for him, and I respect him for sticking to those beliefs for years. But when shown that the change happened, he was willing to say, hey, you changed, great job, now I'm happy to change too. And how surprised was Vince? I think flabbergasted. I think when I very first asked him about Bruno, he was like, hey, if you want to waste your time, go right ahead, but it ain't going to happen, you know. And it was a long process, but the day that I walked into his office and then just said, Bruno and I just came to an agreement, and he wants to go in the Hall of Fame. He just looked at me for a second and didn't say a word and said, "Wow, that's great, awesome." And he was really excited for it, and it was a great moment when the two of them got to speak face to face.
Awesome. Well, we thank you for your time and wish you guys nothing but the best with the new facility.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.